What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lights Out Gaming. For those of you that are new here, my name is Mike, and what we're going to be doing in today's video is we're going to be going over a situation that comes up in Call of Duty more often than I'd like it to. And what that is basically when you have teammates or yourself basically letting your emotions get the best of you when you might get off to a bad start in the game. You might, you might just be going about it the wrong way. And let's say that you start out 1-6. I'm pretty sure in this game I started out something like 0-3, and then I went on to go 3-7 to start out the match. So the gameplay that you're watching is taking place on PS4, so the graphics you might notice are a little bit better, and I also don't have everything unlocked because I hadn't even prestiged before this weekend, and we have, as you know, double XP on Advanced Warfare all weekend, so I decided to hop on the PS4 account and start ranking that up. So while I don't have, everything unlocked that I want to, you'll see my loadout is pretty similar to what it is on my Xbox One account. I do have the Obsidian Steed on this account as well, which is kind of nice. But like I said, I started out this game about like 3-7, and I think if you hang around to the end, you'll get to see, what I do at the end and what my final score is. If you, subtract the 3-7 off of that, just by, changing up my playstyle a little bit and remaining positive and just not losing my cool. Now, what you do to fix that, that's the real thing. Do you sit there and you say that my connection's bad, that I'm dying in 2 bullets, that these guys are camping? Whatever your excuse is to why you died those times, it is up to you to fix it, okay? Now, getting upset about it and complaining about a lot of different things, that's not going to help anything. It's not going to help you. It's not going to better your score, and you're probably going to end up with a game where you're like 10-20 or something like that, and you're going to end up camping yourself because you're frustrated at how you've started the game. So in this gameplay, I felt like showed a great example where I started out bad and I was frustrated, but I was like, you know what? I felt like the guys, the way they were playing was very defensive, and I just had to adjust my strategy. So rather than going head-on, using the exo movements in this game to attack them in a different way. So I believe this gameplay shows kind of how to maximize the exosuit abilities and how to get around your enemy and, to go about a different play style. Change up your gun. Change up your style, the way you're playing. Do whatever you have to in order to succeed, but the last thing that you want to do, is get upset. Because Call of Duty, whether people want to admit it or not, it's a really psychological game. Now, obviously it's skill-based. There's no going around that. But when you're confident, you will win a hell of a lot more gunfights. And honestly, when you talk to even my wife, it was funny because we were playing the other day, and on her PS4 account, she has the ASM-1, the Speakeasy. It's an elite variant of the gun. It's an amazing weapon, right? So she said, when I get on here, I just feel so much more confident knowing, like when I go into a gunfight, knowing with this gun. Now, while the gun is great, you need to have that confidence regardless if you're good or not. So if you're like me and you watch your favorite YouTubers and you see what they're doing on screen, you're like, man, I wish I could do that. And the movements that they're doing those moves with confidence. They're doing it knowing that they can beat that enemy if they go about it the right way. Now, sometimes you'll be outmatched. There's really no way around that. But go about it in a different way. Change your class. Enter the building in a different way. Stop going the same route. But do not let your anger get the best of you. Now let's say, for instance, it is your connection. There's really not too much you can do about that. I ran into that problem the other day. What I did is I actually just stopped playing for a minute. I reset the router and went back. It's one of the nice things that they implemented again in Advanced Warfare is they put the ping bars back. So if you could see you're consistently on a 1 or a 2 bar, there's obviously an issue there and you're not going to win very many gunfights. So understand that going in. But if you're on a 3 or a 4 bar, typically those numbers are pretty good. Not to say that they're spot on accurate or anything like that, but it's a good indicator of, where you're at. 3 and 4 bars, 4 bar you should be perfectly fine. 3, you might notice some gunfights where you win, some where you lose that you should have. That's another thing. Don't complain if you're in a gunfight and you get dropped in it feels like 1 or 2 bullets. Now, I don't know if people realize this, but you ever kill somebody and you're like, wow, I dropped that guy fast, my connection's good. How do you think the guy on the other end of that screen felt? He didn't feel very good. He probably thought, I just died in 1 or 2 bullets. So it's on both ends. You have to realize that it's going to play both sides. It's not always just unfair to you, so don't think you're that guy. And if you're in a lobby like that where you feel like the connection is just not on your side, you know, after that game, just leave that lobby. Just get into a new one. Maybe it's that. Maybe your connection is just bad overall. But the last thing that you should do, and I know I've said it a million times already, is get upset. Because when you get frustrated, it shows in your play. Your teammates probably realize it. My biggest frustration playing in a party is when we are in a party and the other team is calling in streaks consistently. Like, I just feel like there's something that we can do differently to stop them from getting those streaks, and it frustrates the crap out of me. I know it's something that I need to work on, but it's just, there's something for everybody, and for me, it's having streaks being called in against me. But if you're in a party with, say, some friends, and you're consistently saying, man, I'm dying in 1 or 2 bullets, this game sucks, you know, this is so unfair, do you think it's going to raise the mood of anybody on your team? Do you think it's really going to help by saying that? No, it's going to bring everybody else down, and then in return, their confidence is going to go to crap, and you literally just brought down your team by just being negative about it. So if you're having one of those games where you just feel like nothing's going your way, mute yourself. You know, I was in the game with a buddy the other day, and I felt like he went away, and I was like, where'd you go? And he's like, no, I just muted myself. I figured you guys didn't want to hear me. That was the best thing he possibly could have done. Like, because he was frustrated, he wasn't winning the gunfights he felt like he should, he felt like the connection was bad, whatever it might be, you know, that's up to you to fix it. But what I can tell you is that by complaining about it, it literally helps no one. If anybody out there plays golf, okay, I know my brother, I know if he watches this, he's gonna hate me for it, but when we're on the golf course, he gets angry. He just, like, you know, if he hits a bad shot or whatever, he gets mad. And it got to the point one time where he just was so mad every single hole, and it got to the point where I said to him, why are we here? Like, what are we doing here? Because it's not fun when you're doing that. I explained to him, I said, Nick, it's not fun when someone is that angry when we're out here. We spent money to have fun. That's what golf was meant to do. That's what video games are meant to do. It's meant to have fun. We spent money on it to play it because we have fun with it. So why are we letting it get the best of us? Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm an angel and that I never get upset, but I never let it get the best of me anymore. I used to have those rage moments, and I know there's people that play with that all the time, but like I said, the next time you play, think about it. And just say, I'm here to have fun. Yes, I just died. Yes, it sucks sometimes that you die to someone in 1 to 2 bullets seemingly, but in the end, we're here to have fun. If you like this video or if it helps you in any way, please do me a huge favor. Leave a like, comment on the video, and subscribe. Until next time, lights out.
Launching care package. Hey, secure. Friendly XS-1 Vulcan inbound. Losing Alpha. We lost A. Enemy has Alpha. Remote turret ready. Securing Alpha. Now that's how it's done. RTB for debrief.